Open Conference.
That's correct. You know, we have 10 club teams and 14 school-based teams for the preliminary round, single round robin, of course, and the top 2 teams of each pool will go to the quarter-final round. You know, for Group 1, 2, 3, and 4, twice to beat ang number 1 team versus their number 2 for the semi-final round. It's going to be a best-of-3 series. And of course, for the final round, battle for bronze and knockout game, while a battle for gold is a best-of-3.
Now, interesting to find out sino ba yung mga teams natin participating here. Nakita natin sa Pool A, nandiyan ang Signal HD Spikers.
That's right, together with IEM and of course BNS for a team that we had in the previous conference. For Pool B, of course, Ateneo, CEU, Easy Trip, and we have the Philippine Air Force Jet Spikers as well.
Now we'll go over to Pool C and Pool D. Nandito naman ang Army, FEU, you got the Coast Guard, PLDT Home Fiber, the Golden Stags, and the Altas. But Pool D, also a tough pool here, Sheila.
That's correct. Arellano, Mapua. We have Philippine National Police and then the PGJC Navy, Santa Elena, and the USD Golden Spikers. So it's a mix of new and old teams, new faces, and veterans as well.
And I'm sure you'd like to see the names ng mga bagong muka at ng mga lumang muka. We'll talk about the lineups of these two clubs. We'll start with the Adamson Soaring Falcons. They saw action already in the opening day. There's coming up here again under Coach Doming for their second match.
Yes, the interesting thing about the Adamson is they have, their Soaring Falcon Paglico, that one of our experienced players in the previous team as part of their head coaching staff for this conference.
Now on the other side, we'll talk about the NCBA Wildcats. A lot of young players here, but they have a lot of taller players as well as compared to Adamson.
That's correct. Head coach Ernesto Krang, he said that he had an additional 2 freshmen for this conference. So one is an opposite hitter and of course a libero. And for this part, their assistant head coach was my coach. When I was still in grade school. So it's good to see faces for today's match.
I know you guys are all excited. Sheila and I are excited as well. Makakuha kayo ng pangalawang panalo ang Adamson, or will NCBA start their campaign right here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference? We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Bob Melenov, and second referee, Mr. Rene Gaspilio. Let's now meet the starting 6 for the Adamson University Soaring Falcons. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 3, Leo Miranda. At number 6, Carlo Jimenez. Number 7, Jadwin Godoy. Number 8, Adrian Veray. At number 13, George Labang. And number 14, Joffrey Alicando. With liberos, number 9, Jesus Valdez. And number 11, John Philip Nugid. With head coach, Mr. Domingo Custodio. Let's now meet the starting lineup for the National College of Business and Arts Wildcats. Let's start off with jersey number 3, Daryl Valenzuela. At number 7, Jomari Alver. Number 8, Macloyd Gabotero. Number 10, Baden Pabalate. Number 16, McLean Rodhel. And number 17, Ferdan Guanzon. With liberos, number 2, Kimel Valmoria, and number 4, Jameson Ebuna. With head coach, Mr. Ernesto Balobar Jr. This is match number 5 of
Miranda, Alicando, Jimenez, Labang, Godoy, Viray, and Jesus Valdez starting libero for the Adamson Soaring Falcons, coached by Coach Doming. On the other side, coached by Coach Krang, it's Valenzuela, Pabalate, Alver, Gabutero, Rochelle Guanzon, and Kemuel Valmoria starting libero for the NCBA Wildcats. Our referees for this match, First referee, Bob Malenab, and second referee, Rene Gaspilio, both national referees. Chicky Reyes once again with Sheila Salaysay for your Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. Our turf, our time, and immediately the Soaring Falcons scoring off a service ace.
Well, that is a good way, to start their first set. And still, probably jitters, meron pa yan, especially for NCBA. But that was followed by a service error.
So we are tied 1 apiece. NCBA playing their first match here in the Open Conference, habang ang Adamson buena mano yun eh. Sheila in the opening day, they went 5 sets immediately against the EAC Generals.
And I'm pretty sure there will be more of those kind of matches.
Oh yes.
Nagsisimula pa lang tayo.
Soaring Falcons off to a good start here. They're up to 1. A good serve there. Meantime, somebody touched the net on the side of the Soaring Falcons.
A little bit aggressive in that last sequence. Hinulog na lang niya, but then the blockers are just too eager to defend the net.
Tied at 2. Let's see. Oh, quick one. And the defense failed to come up and put up some sort of a wall there, Sheila.
That's correct. That was too fast of a play. If you can see that one, the blockers of NCBA were delayed.
Now, binawi naman agad sa kabila.
Back-to-back quick attacks coming from these two teams.
Rogel securing the 3rd point of NCBA. Tied at 3. It's Valenzuela serving here for the Wildcats. Good recovery on the second ball. Alver going after that. That's a chance ball now. Combination play down the line is good.
That is an excellent combination play. Yung isa pumasok as back quick and the other one as a running attack. And that is the reason why hindi yun nabasa agad ng defenders ng NCBA.
Good for Godoy. Adamson up by 1. NCBA failing to score in that last sequence. Great for defense being shown here by the green and white. Rogel. Back to the Soaring Falcons. Oh, that was low. And this will go the way of the NCBA.
That was an excellent rally we've seen. Ang tibay ng depensa. Ang galing nila magbasa. And, that last setup, medyo mababa yung atake doon. That's why it just went straight to the net.
Gabutero with a jump serve. It's slow, and that's a service error. These are the things, Sheila, na ito take note natin. Yung mga service errors, small things. Dikit eh.
That's correct. They're just giving up points. One service error for each of these teams.
Labang, a nice serve there. They're up by 1. Talking about Adamson. Not anymore. We are tied at 5.
What I like about these two teams right now, early on, they've been giving off, variety of setups. You have quick, you have back quick. See, ang ganda ng palitan. And that is where the defense will come in, and the libero's duty is to be able to see, those kind of attacks.
If you're seeing a lot of offense, Sheila, I guess we have to give credit to the setter, no? Dahil pinapakitaan niya tayo ng, dito muna ako sa kaliwa, ngayon naman sa likod.
That's correct.
And you like that if you're the head coach, because you keep the defense guessing. 6-5 Adamson, lamang ng isa. And that's a service error. This has been the story since we started this match.
The second time for the Adamson.
One zone will serve one of the tallest, if not the tallest player here in NCBA.
Yes, well, Ferds Guanzon, of course, is the middle blocker, but another service error there.
The lead goes back to Adamson, 7-6. Viray will be serving for the Soaring Falcons. And he returns the favor with a service error as well.
You know, I was thinking, what's with their services? It's either it hit the net or it just, sails out.
Baka nga may konting ma-pressure pa, no? I mean, yeah, it's a...
Possible, yes.
Kasi, di ba, 4 groups, 6 teams per group. Very short first round ang ating makikita. And you heard that buzzer. We're heading to our first technical timeout in set number 1 with the Soaring Falcons up by a point, 8-7. The Falcons will be tested against IEM on August 29, against VNS on September 10, and against the high-definition game of the Signal HE Spikers on September 29. And for sure, Coach Doming would like to have the Soaring Falcons fly higher and prevent their wings from being clipped in
I
this
totally
tournament.
agree, yes. It's a preparation, and they have a good matches, their upcoming games.
Maganda because it's a mixture of college or school-based teams and then club teams. But you saw those games of Adamson. On the third one, it's Signal HE Spikers. Incidentally, although baka hindi na the same lineup, ano? Yun yung champion natin ng reinforced conference.
Right. But the good thing about the Adamson squad is that they have Pablico as one of their coaches, and
bigat yan, yeah.
yes, and we saw him perform in the last conference. So I've talked to him earlier, and he said, that's the time for him to share, and give advices on how to proceed with the games.
And I think it's working well here for the Soaring Falcons because look at the score. They're up by 2, 10-8. But nothing to take away from the Wildcats. Let's see if the young guns here of the Wildcats can deliver. Rally continues. The captain denied at the net. And the lead of Adamson is down to 1.
Excellent defense for NCBA in that last sequence. And no coverage on the side of Adamson.
9 serving 10. Jimenez with that setup job. Good recovery by Rogel. Chance ball. Miranda just sends it over. Rogel again. Both teams playing good defense here. Oh, cross court is good.
No good decision for that ball to be set up to the back. As you can see, wala pa sa depensa yung NCBA. And that space was left open. That ball fell to Labang.
Jimenez going to the back. And Adamson taking it back here. They have another 1-point lead, 11-10. It's Miranda, the captain, who'll be serving for the Soaring Falcons. Good sleeper of a serve there. Denied, but that point will go to NCBA.
You can see from the way he just attacked that ball, talagang inilihis niya intentionally just, hitting that ball to the blocker's hands. Kaya naman lumabas. And that's a, favorable result for NCBA.
Gabutero, jump serve. Combination, ginawa na ng paraan ni Viray. And that save of Viray, garbage na naging ginto pa.
That's correct. That effort paid off as there was a miscommunication on the side of NCBA.
1-point lead for Adamson. Back to the Soaring Falcons off the deflection. And Adamson up by 2 now, 13-11.
But that was just too strong for the blockers of NCBA.
Virayan, very, very intelligent in that approach. Too strong of a serve coming from the lefty. That's service error by Labang. Serving 13. Another service error.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of service errors.
So the lead goes back to Adamson. A 2-point lead rather goes back to Adamson, 14-12. Back to the Soaring Falcons. They just send it back. Ito ng Wildcats. Quick one for Guanzon, and that's where the height comes in.
That's correct. Guanzon taking advantage, of his height you mentioned earlier, and that is a be quick setup. And that back row was left open for Adamson.
Ferdinand Guanzon, 13 serving 14. Good first ball, and that's what happens more often than not if the first ball is nice.
We're seeing one error, and then the next ball, they really get that point. And exchanges, palitan lang yung mga teams natin dito.
2-point lead for Adamson, 15-13. Combination, Babalate delivers.
I like how NCBA being able to utilize all his attackers, and you can see there a setter, that is Alver. He knows what kind of setup he will give to his spikers.
Now this is a battle of fantastic first ball reception. So the rallies are shorter, and Adamson is up by 2 as we go to the second technical timeout of set number 1. Upcoming games for the Wildcats is Signal HC Spikers September 1, IEM on September 17, and VNS in October 1, in that order. Alright, and apologies na sa mga mahanga kay MC Rohel. I've been pronouncing it as Rogel, it's Rohel. So paumanhin po. Good dive there by Rohel. And because of that dive, NCBA gets another point.
Exactly. Well, I like the effort. And nakikita mo every point, they really work hard.
And it's paying off here, 15 serving 16. Jimenez, setup job, combination play again for Miranda. Valenzuela and Rohel were there.
Excellent read from that last setup at walang naiwan sa backcourt ng Adamson.
And we are now tied at 16, Sheila. Tandaan mo yung Adamson coming off a 5 sets victory. Kayod yun. They really went through work in that opening match. Miranda will just send it over. And now the Wildcats have taken the lead behind Valenzuela's hit.
Well, with everyone on the court for NCBA doing their role, and that quick setup, isa lang ang humarap sa spiker.
But then again, this is something we're going to look at, the errors, okay? A service error by the Wildcats gives a free point to Adamson, and we're tied at 17. Alicana will be serving for the Soaring Falcons. But NCBA ends it with that setup. They get another 1-point lead.
Well, in that last sequence, the blockers of Adamson are late. You know, that happened twice already, 2 consecutive attacks. No defenders for Adamson.
18-17. Green shirts up by a point. Again, another service error. This time coming from Valenzuela.
Well, they already have 5 for this part of the set.
Miranda, nice serve there. Rogel defended. And 4 touches already will be called against NCBA.
Now that was a great read though. Kaya lang kinulang.
Lead is now with Adamson, 19-18. Miranda with 2 attacks already. Guanzon, not that time. And smart move coming from Belio. Finding a space. Walang taong bahay dun sa zone 1.
Absolutely. Kaya naman nakita agad yun and that gave them a point.
2-point lead for Adamson. Let's listen into the huddle of the green shirts.
Ba't nakadikit pa ako sa net? Nandito na yan. Tapos pagpalo ni Fernan, pumupunta na yung bola sa taas, ibabaw ng net. Di ba? Wala, papalo na, nandun pa rin ako sa kabilang gagawin ko. Hindi, yung reaction lang eh. Ano gagawin ko after 1 jump? Ano gagawin ko? Wala na? Masayang yun, nung mahulog yung bola, kung nandun ka, di, tapos na sana. Bababa. Palo, kailangan natin ng umatake. Fernan, di ka aabutin. Gamitin mo yung height mo. Taas ang konti, ha?
I like a couple of points that Coach Krang raised up there. You don't stop after 1 defensive stop. You think of the next move. And then he calls out the attention of Guanzon saying, with your height, no one can stop you.
And that is apparent. You know, he's been giving off a couple of quick setups. And with his height, walang nakakasabay sa kanya. He's towering the blockers of Adamson.
But Coach Krang was appealing to their setter. Taas mo. No, give Guanzon a nice height of a set for him to operate. Lead of Adamson at 1. Alam mo, Sheila, nagbabadya dito extended set eh. And I really don't mind. The rallies may be shorter, but we're seeing ganda ng mga first ball.
Yes, totally agree.
It's just the errors, you know?
Specifically, their service errors.
Oo nga eh. 19 serving 20. Jimenez. They go to Labang, the lefty. Good save by Guanzon. 4 touches already.
Well, even them were surprised that their officials called there were 4 touches. But you can see the movement of all the players. Kung nasaan yung bola, nandun sila lahat. And that is a good sign.
Soaring Falcons up by 2. Here comes the Wildcats. Rogel, that was low. Now it's a 3-point lead for Adamson.
Rogel was off, you know, in that last setup. If you can see, kahit na bigay sa kanya yung bola, the approach was a little bit, you know, not in position.
22-19, Ceruela. At the net. Joust, nobody won it. Rogel goes to the back. And Jimenez touched the net.
Still aggressiveness was being displayed here, especially by you know, the middle blockers, Guanzon in front from NCBA.
Rogel serving for NCBA. It's 20 serving 22. Nice jump serve there. Good setup to Belio by Jimenez.
Delayed the defenders for NCBA kahit na nasa harapan nila yung attacker.
23-20. Coach Krang calling for another timeout here. Let's check in with their huddle.
3-1. Pero kailangan na natin ito. Ikaw magsiserve sa susunod. wala dapat palso kasi pinaplano natin yung gagawin natin. For the last 5 points, ito pinag-uusapan natin ha. Last time out ko to. Isang magandang pasa, isang magandang atake, sigurado ha. Pagpasok mo sa harapan, dalawa yung spiker ha. Yung Miranda na sa kabila, yung quicker nandito sa kabila. Setter yung nandito, Jude. Setter siya, so lahat ng atake ko dito manggagaling. Pero umpisa mo kay Darin. Last 5 points yung nilalaro natin. Hindi sila pwede makasagot. Isa-isa.
Now, there were a lot of technical aspects in that huddle as we take our beautiful crowd here at Paco Arena. So, to my beautiful partner, Sheila, walk me through that huddle by Coach Krang.
A number of points I like in that last timeout. And one point that coach says was you have the certainty when in giving instructions. Sabi niya, kailangan na you have to work for each point. Magandang pasa means one good reception is what they need for them to convert to a play.
It didn't happen in the previous play. It happened right now. And that's the result. Pag maganda yung unang pasa, Pabalate delivering. Now it's a 3-point lead for Adamson, 24-21.
You know, I like how Coach Krang also made specific or give specific directions to his players, which shows how well he knows, how each one performs.
It goes out. That's a 3-point here for NCBA. The lead is down to 2 for the Soaring Falcons. Guanzon will continue to serve for NCBA.
Well, he also pointed out in the last timeout, so they have to make the most of what they can do for this part of the match.
Let's listen into the dynamic and animated Coach Doming.
Okay, isang magandang receive lang ha. Ayusin mo naman. Lost ball nga. Tingnan mo ba? Sino ba nagbigay doon? Lost ball nga.
Sa akin yun eh. Bawi ako sa akin yun eh. Wala.
Okay, sige. Ayos.
He's been the coach for over 20 years. And I liked every time I listen to Coach Doming, it's like listening not only to a great tactician, but to a father figure.
Right. And nakita mo with his gestures and his last statement. So, kanino ba yun? Diba? I mean, all they need is one good pass, 1 point to end this first set. And he feels like it's been very difficult for his guys to get that 1 point.
And they respond to him, huh? The Soaring Falcons respond really well to Coach Doming. 22 serving 24. Good serve there. Then naka-recover ang Adamson. Pabalate. Chance for Adamson to seal it with this one. Not yet. Valenzuela. Jimenez saves it. Chance for NCBA to score again. Valenzuela. Oh, and a fantastic defense at the net by Valenzuela.
Now, in the air, well, that hit was a little bit delayed for Casas. Although nasa taas na yung bola, that's why the blockers were certain that they can safeguard that net.
Let's listen again to Coach Doming.
Tayo eh. Ay natin kung ano eh. Ha? Tayo lang tayo. Isa lang yung pinahabol nyo ba?
Sige, discard tayo.
Ano? Oh, sinyas kayo ng sinyas. Gawin nyo sa gawa. Trabaho lang tayo. Okay, go. Isa lang yan. Isang magandang receive lang.
We heard it from him. Senyas kayo ng senyas, but you're not doing it inside. He wants action.
You know, another emphasis on the word receive, because that's what they need. And una silang nakaabot sa 24, so I don't see, why they have to, commit a lot of errors.
Good serve. Ito na, Jimenez. Trying to fool the defense, and he succeeds.
Well, Jimenez putting the ball into his hands and, getting that point and ending our first set successfully.
First set. This deserves another look. Look at that. Jimenez checking what's happening on the other side, and he scores the 25th point here for the Soaring Falcons. They get set number 1 to the score of 25-23 in only 24 minutes. Numbers for set number 1, it went the way of the soaring Falcons, 25-23.
Looking at their numbers, not big of a disparity when it comes to their attacks. For NCBA, nabuhay sila on their defense. But when it comes to their errors, 10 for NCBA. And that was capitalized by Adamson. 5 of which those errors came from services and 3 for Adamson pagdating naman sa service errors.
25-23, dikit. We were already preparing ourselves for an extended set. Now, we go to the second set here. Sheila, after viewing set number 1, all right, anong basa mo? Where is Coach Doming and the rest of the Falcons, soaring Falcons, where do they want to bring this game to? Anong approach? And same question for the other side for NCBA.
Well, actually for these two teams, 2 things, services and defense.
Okay.
Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng exchanges of rallies because of the inconsistency when it comes to their defense. The same thing for services kasi hindi sila magkaroon ng magandang start.
Okay. For the purists out there, join us as we pay attention to some of those details that Sheila mentioned. Kanina we showed the numbers, diba? Errors. Tapos kamo, NCBA had a good blocking party,
Yes.
no? Block party rather in set number 1, but that wasn't enough. Now, soaring Falcons, another good start here. 3 quick points for Adamson.
That's correct. You know, comparing their performance in the first set, ang ganda rin ang naging simula nila. But they weren't able to sustain, that consecutive points.
Alver set up job for Valenzuela. Now goes back to the other side. Miranda, the captain. Alver, one more time. Rally continues here. Ooh.
That's another violation committed by their setter. That is Jomari Alver.
And because of that error, it's now a 4-0 lead here for the soaring Falcons. Jimenez with an ace there. Now 5-0 is the score. Let's listen into the huddle of NCBA.
Umangat ka na dito, umuha ka sa sumpay. Para yung Rohel umikot dito sa kabila. Mamaya targetin na naman yung 1 nito kasi hindi ka tumutulong. Asan ang utak nyo? Lumilipad? O wala sa game? Obviously, wala sa game. Nandun na yung bola sa kalaban, nandun pa ako sa maling pwesto. Nagsiserve na yung kalaban, bumabagsak na yung bola, wala akong reaction. Ano iniisip nyo? O pwede ba, dito muna tayo mag-isip. 5-0 na to. O kailangan natin na tuto nating run, Doble effort. Ganun mo yung pahawa. Yan lang naman yung pahawa.
Well, Coach Krang hit it right smack on the head there. I mean, while the body is inside the court, he's looking for the mind, the concentration, and the focus of his players.
That's correct. Presence of mind lang. And they have been, in the first set, there have been lapses when it comes to the position. That is why Adamson had a number of successful combination plays and attacks because some of these players of Coach Krang was not in the right position or area of responsibility.
Now another point here for Adamson. It's now 6-0. Good serve. Another ace. Back-to-back aces here by Jimenez.
Jimenez doesn't seem to be getting tired from 7 consecutive services already.
Oclima takes the place of Rohel. 7-0. 2 and 3 already for Carlo. Good serve by Caloy there. Alver, back set. Down the line, there's a check ball. So that will be the first point of NCBA.
So that is a great attack on their side. Kundi lang natamaan yun ng blocker ng Adamson. So an adjustment must be made here on the side of NCBA.
Pabalate, 1 serving 7. That's an ace for Pabalate. Now it's his turn to string up a couple of points from the service area. 4-1 for Pabalate. Jimenez, good setup job. Quick one for Alicando. And that means we are heading to the first technical timeout of set number 2 with Adamson up 8-2. 8-2 is our score in favor of the Adamson Soaring Falcons here in set number 2. And NCBA, the Wildcats, are looking for their form here. Chicky Reyes with Sheila Salaysay for your Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. Wildcats. Boom! Amo there. Apart from finding their form, parang nawala yung communication ng NCBA.
Well, I was just about to say that it was already obvious for this part, probably because they're down by big here. But that should not be the mindset, as they're trying to get to cope from that huge gap.
Alicando looking to hit the far end of the court, but he failed to do so. 9-2 in favor of Adamson. Here come the Soaring Falcons. Miranda rejected. Play continues. Bello saving that one. Back to the white shirts. Combination play. It's good for Labang.
I like how the setter of Adamson, Menes, was able, to make those kind of setups, as you can see from this replay. The combination play, and that was ended by Labang.
Combination on the other side of NCBA didn't work. Labang again, the lefty. And he's playing well here.
Yes. Ang ganda nung palo niya doon the first time. It is in the middle now, this time from the opposite. And you can see the angle, great angle there, and hitting that ball towards the blocker's hands.
11-3, an 8-point lead here for Adamson. Free ball. Chance for the Soaring Falcons to increase their lead. They go to Labang. Why not? No? Percentage-wise, Labang's been performing well.
And the blockers, there was actually no one to defend that net for NCBA. And a good decision-making for Jimenez.
Almost an ace there. And now this is a huge 10-point lead for Adamson, 13-3.
NCBA is put in a tough situation as of the moment, where everybody seems to be, not being able to cope yet or recover. But, luckily there's a service error on the side of Adamson, giving them the opportunity to get a point.
Lead of Adamson down to 9. Nidua and Ceruela come in for Gabutero and Alver. Rohel, by the way, is in for Oclima earlier. 4 serving 13. NCBA, they need a lot of points here in set number 2. Belio. Another good setup job by Jimenez there.
And you can see almost all the attackers on the side of Adamson being able to contribute in the offense department.
Now Packing is in, replacing Labang. Now looking at Labang as he hit the bench, parang hindi pinawisan si Labang. Service ace coming from Packing.
It all boils down to one good receive for NCBA, and Adamson being more consistent when it comes to their services for this set.
It's an offense for Packing. Another good serve there. Now they're going to call a double here, or lifting rather. against the Wildcats. This has gone up to a 12-point lead here for the Adamson Soaring Falcons. They're soaring high here in set 2, 16 against 4. Let's talk about our tournament system here. How many teams and how will we go about the Open Conference?
24 teams, 10 club teams, and 14 school-based teams competing against each other in a single round robin. Of course, top 2 teams of each pool will definitely go to the quarterfinal round. And the leading team for this pool will be twice to beat, going up against number 2. And for the semi-final round, best of 3 series, the winner of Group 1 against Group 3, Group 2, and Group 4. And for the final round, a knockout game for the Battle of Bronze, and best of 3, of course, for a Battle for Gold.
There you have it. So it's going to be a very interesting setup here. So I was discussing with Neil Flores, Sheila, yung math ni Neil says 4 might be a good number to get to the next round. 3 might earn you a playoff.
Right.
But of course, if all these teams were to choose, why not go 5-0? Diba? Dun sa prelims natin. 5 serving 16. Rohel with a good serve. Ooh. Casas sends that one home.
Well, he hit that one as if he's in a spiking practice, taking advantage of the delayed blockers on the side of NCBA.
Bello will be serving. Adamson up by 12. Nidwa. Back to the other side. Casas again, delivering again.
Consistent in the offense department for Casas. The same spot na hindi pa rin nababasa o nababantayan ng blockers ng NCBA. Looking at this replay, there is a big gap in between the blockers' hands.
Rohel gets the second ball. Pabalate goes to the back. That corner space is good.
Miranda just too far from that area. Masyado siyang nakaanga. That's why nobody was left to cover that part of the court.
But the deficit, Sheila, a little bit too big right now for NCBA. They're down by 12. Ferdan Guanzon, 18 serving, or rather 6 serving 18. Casas got denied there, but that ball goes out, so it's still a point for Adamson.
But that is already, I have to say, a good adjustment dahil nabasa na yung atake. But still, they need more effort to be able to defend that net.
Bakers doesn't lead here for Adamson at 13. Ooh, it finds its mark. Ceruela.
That off-speed attack is just lucky that it still went to the court of Adamson, and everybody on this side, they were surprised. And of course, Coach Doming doesn't like that one.
I was looking at Ceruela, the body language says it all when he was able to score, but Coach Krang wasn't amused even though they earned the point there. Alvera with that service earlier for NCBA. And then Alicando delivers another point.
Well, everyone for Adamson, kahit sinong hugutin dito ni Coach Doming, delivers.
Set up job to Valenzuela. Good floor defense, but somebody touched the net on the side of Adamson.
There's a little bit aggressive in that net, but they don't have to because they're up here big.
20 for Adamson, 8 for NCBA. Service error coming from Pabalete, giving Adamson another 13-point lead.
Those kind of errors, it shouldn't happen at this part of the set, especially because they are trailing, here.
Alver going to Valenzuela. Cross court. Too strong was the hit of Packing, and he quickly apologizes to the bench.
No, that was a great setup, but then too much angle in hitting that one. A good read on the side of NCBA though.
Earlier you saw Packing conniving with Alegre for their approach in this sequence. They go to Miranda, the captain, who goes down the line.
No, and Adamson doesn't want this game to magal pa. That's why everything, capitalizing on their offense in all parts of the court here.
Alver to Guanzon. Somebody touched the net on the side of the white shirts.
Again, those easy points given to NCBA. And those are, that's careless mistakes that they
Sayang,
have to avoid. Yes.
10 serving, 22. Over receive. Gift taken by Rohel.
It was a smart move by Rohel to just tip that ball over.
Hindi na pinanggigilan. But it's gonna be a long ways to go here for NCBA. 1-1 for Gabutero. Good serve, loaded. Packing makes it 23-21 in favor of Adamson.
It's the transition for NCBA. They are having a tough time being able to dig those balls up from Adamson.
It's a service error for Packing. But the lead of Adamson still at 11. A comfortable 11-point lead for the Soaring Falcons. 12 serving 23. Rohel with that nice jump serve. Casas. Denied at the net by Alver and Guanzon. Now the lead is down to 10.
Well, slowly but surely, NCBA is trying to work on their offense and defense department.
Rohel again. 13 serving 23. Another great jump serve. And that's an ace.
3 straight points from NCBA.
Remember, the first set was 25-23. Just here in the second set, nagulat yung NCBA. Off the way, good start. 7-0 yata ang Adamson. Now, high risk, high returns, syempre, pero yun din naman, pag hindi nag-work, it's gonna be costly. Set point here for Adamson. Abalete scores again for the green and white.
That's a solid attack. That's why the blockers of Adamson were not able to safeguard that net against Pablete.
Guanzon will serve. It's going to be Adamson on the receiving end. They need a nice first ball here. Good first ball. Good setup. Then Casas ends it 25-15.
And an excellent cross-court attack here from the offense of Adamson. Again, consistent when it comes to their services and more aggressive at the net here.
Looking good at the Soaring Falcons. Again, they are soaring high here in this match. Another nice second set in 18 minutes. They were able to finish it 25-15. Set number 3 when we come back. We got the Adamson Soaring Falcons jumping off to a good start in the second set, going 7-0, and then sailing to a 25-15 victory in set 2.
That's right, they have overpowered NCBA for this set. Looking, at the stats, 14 attacks to only 6. And when it comes to their services, they had 4 aces, which is, an improved set for Adamson. But for NCBA, they have to work more, in all aspects if they want to be able to still, recover from that loss in the second set.
The good thing here, Sheila, is that yes, you may be down 2 sets, but here in every set, you always start 0-0 eh.
Right.
Diba? So, pwede pa ito for NCBA. And Pabalete, I would have to say that he is probably the brightest spot here for Coach Krang.
That's right. No, but I was able to talk to Coach Krang, and he said he has a balance, of attackers and defenders, and that is why I see this as a match game. Dahil with the experience of NCBA, they had 4 championships in their previous leagues, QCCAA, solid team, for the past 3 or 4 years under Coach Krang.
And that was solid defense by Gabotero and Valenzuela. So, kaya nila mag-compete.
Yes.
It's not a question of whether they can compete or not. Probably, first 2 sets was a case of, alam mo yung diesel engine. Baga lang ang umpisa. Miranda, denied again, but that ball is still alive. They go back to the captain, but there's a whistle. Double against the Soaring Falcons. Now it's NCBA off to a good start here in set 3.
That's what I was saying earlier. Nakita mo, in their movement, they didn't seem like they lost the second set kasi ang ganda ng simula nila.
Probably naalog dun sa last huddle with Coach Krang. Pabalete makes it 4-0 for the Wildcats.
Back-to-back errors this time, being committed by Adamson.
Let's see if they can continue with their great play here in set 3. Jimenez. Back again to Adamson here. They go to Miranda once more. Off speed. Oh! And there was a guessing game between Pabalete and Nidua.
No, it's definitely the ball already of Pabalete as Nidua can set up that ball up kasi ang dami niyang attackers in the front row and at the back. But still, no communication in that last sequence. It's a good defense there.
Miranda failing to score. Pabalete again. Jimenez, where will he go? They go to Labang, who goes to the back, and it's out.
That's I like the movement that we are seeing here this time, and the attackers, capitalizing their opposite hitters.
5 serving 1. Quick play there. And that's good for Alicando.
Still, the effort is consistent for these 2 teams.
2 serving 5, Alicando in the service area. Chance ball. Jimenez. They go to Labang.
Good defense.
It's already out according to our referees.
Sayang yung last frame na yun for NCBA. You can see the effort that they've displayed.
3 serving 5. To the back, it's out. And Gabutero will not be given that point. Now, all of a sudden, after leading early in the 3rd set, Adamson is back.
The challenge for them was to be able to sustain that lead, but because of the errors that they have committed, ang bilis na bawi yun ng NCBA.
2-point lead for the Wildcats, 6-4. Valenzuela serving for the green and white. With first ball, nice second ball. And we've seen that time and time again on the side of the Soaring Falcons. NCBA's lead down to 1 point. Rohel. Adamson can tie, but they don't.
That's an overset. Yes, and a lost opportunity for Adamson to convert to a point. But that is an advantage on the side of NCBA.
7 serving 5. Fantastic jump serve there. Chance for the green and white to score again. Oh, empty space. Gabutero earning a point. And you heard that buzzer. It's NCBA Wildcats up by 3, 8-5 as we go to the first technical timeout of set number 3. The Wildcats have found their bite here in this match, getting a 3-point lead when we went to the first technical timeout of set number 3, 8-5. Chicky Reyes here with Sheila Salaysay for Spikers Turf Open Conference, and now it's a 4-point lead for NCBA.
That's correct, and those services really worked well for NCBA. Plus, their aggressiveness when it comes to defense. Nawawala naman yung depensa dito ng Adamson.
They continue to play well. Gabutero, another great serve there. Samantala, si Belio delivers, cuts the lead of NCBA down to 3.
You can see the defense pattern of NCBA was not ready for that kind of attack. Masyadong mabilis for that setup.
9-6 in favor of the green and white. Pabalete's hit was low. Now the lead is down to 2.
Bit off from his approach, sending the ball towards the net.
2 quick points coming from Adamson. Labang, sleeper of a serve there. Cross court. No check ball. That was too much muscle behind the hit by Casas.
Ang laki nung angulo na nakita niya from that last attack. That's why that ball went straight actually here on the side.
10-7 NCBA by 3. That jump serve by Rohel was working earlier.
Right. Maybe he got tired already. But in that last service, nagmadali siya eh.
Yes.
Takes time for him.
They go to Rohel. Over the seam. Joust at the net. Play continues. Jimenez. Going to Casas. Nidua to Babalete. Oh, people are diving on the floor. Good effort, but it fell short for NCBA.
In that last sequence, I believe it should have been Pabalete who got that ball kasi mas malapit siya. But, it's a good effort for the libero to see that ball coming. So he was waiting for him to be given another ball.
Set up job here. Casas finding a campfire on the other end.
Ang laki nung space na yun left on the side of NCBA. But you can see, the flexibility of their libero. You have a Balmoria for NCBA. And considering he's a freshman, ang galing niya magbasa ng bola.
Tied at 10. Rohel. Right smack to Sheila over here.
Namiss ko yun.
Salaysay delivers.
Thank you.
Lead is with NCBA 11-10. You know, we're so used to getting hit here that we're no longer surprised when the ball lands our way. One zone. Nice serve. Casas rejected. And according to referee Gaspilio, somebody on the blue and white side touched the net. 12-10 in favor of NCBA. Casas. A double contact violation called against Rohel.
Sayang yung setup na yun. It's an opportunity for them to get another point.
And remember, Sheila, they entered, or after the first technical timeout, NCBA was up by 3.
Yes.
Pabalete asking for a check ball. Will not be given to him. It goes out. Now we are tied at 12.
That setup was just too low for Pabalete, and that ang layo pa nung set na yon sa net. Though that's going to be a tough opportunity for him.
12 all. Rohel makes it 13-12. Lead goes back to NCBA.
But Rohel, you know, carrying the offense for NCBA, and you know, looking at his position, he's from the back row, but still is the one delivering.
Nidua. Good serve there. Jimenez set up job. Valenzuela could not deliver. Jimenez again. He goes to the back. Jimenez tried to fool the defense again. Miranda. Quick one. Good for defense by Rohel. Pabalete. Miranda once again. It's low.
That is, you know, one of the longest rallies we've had here. And that's a stunning performance on defense for NCBA.
Now the Wildcats are up by 2, 14-12. Niduma still serving for NCBA. Quick one. It's been working between Jimenez and Aricando.
Well, Adamson is a bit of silent for this part of the set.
Jimenez will serve. It's 13 serving 14. Adamson. They can tie. Nope, not this time. Another 2-point lead for the Wildcats.
And another improved here when it comes to defense of NCBA. Nababantayan na nila yung opposite attacker, and that's why, you know, the center of Adamson, well, he has to be more creative when it comes to giving those, you know, setting the ball.
Dalawang abante na NCBA. Alicando. Pinanggigilan yun. That one's out. Now it's a 3-point lead here for the NCBA Wildcats. 16-13 as we go to the second technical timeout of set number 3. Totally different set here for the NCBA Wildcats because they continue to play well. They have found their groove and form here in set number 3, and they're up by 3 points, 16-13.
Right, they have also lessened their errors, you know, in all departments. That is why, giving them that 3-point advantage. While on the side of Adamson, it has been difficult for them as they, keep on committing errors, attack errors specifically.
4-point lead for NCBA. Let's listen into Adamson's huddle.
Ano gusto niyong laro? Ano gusto niyong laro? Ale, ano gusto niyong laro? Sabi ba, kailangan alam mo yan lahat ng ikaw na sa loob ng court.
Side na tayo.
Tapon yung tapon, hindi makakapasok yung
Ayaw mo, makapasok na sana kung na natin. Hindi, kayo mismo hindi nila binibigyan chance.
Oy, hahabol tayo ha. Say natin.
Hapon, wala naman kayong
Hey, sorry!
You could sense from the tone of voice of Coach Doming, yung plea niya. Because totally different soaring Falcons we're seeing here in the third set compared to the first two sets.
Well, it is. Walang receive, no offense. But it's a difficult, time for them as of the moment. Kapag walang, but if they continue to commit those errors, all they need is one, a spark. But a service ace this time on the side of NCBA, and that is, courtesy of Pabalete. It's just what they needed at this part of the match.
Hirap yun. You call the timeout, you want to have a nice reception, and then the opponent scores on an ace. But Pabalete with a service error. Now, NCBA with a slight luxury, Sheila, of they can commit errors. A few of them here. They're up by 4. Good first ball, second ball. Not really a beautiful attack there. Good defense by Bello.
A little bit of uncertainty when it comes to the attack of Valenzuela. You can see it, in that last sequence. Dahil nasa harap na niya yung blockers ng Adamson, so it's going to be difficult for him to be able to put that ball over the net.
Good serve by Alicando. Rohel. Free ball here. Chance for NCBA to score. Miranda. Oh, that was a low hit.
In the what we are seeing right now on the side of Adamson, yun yung nakita natin earlier for NCBA. They were down by big. That's why movements when it comes to hitting that ball, even receiving, no coverage. Lahat na nagsama-sama.
Bello was denied. Miranda denied. Labang won't be denied.
Labang just giving all his might in that last attack. But you can see the monster block on the side of NCBA.
19-16. At nagunahan sa bola si Casas.
No, it's apparent here.
Valdez.
Yes, the defense of Adamson is a bit of disarray. And yun ang take advantage this time ng NCBA.
4-point lead for the Wildcats. Labang, the bright spot.
One-hand dig.
Once again for Adamson. They go to Bello. But this one's out.
Very fortunate for NCBA. That's already almost a point for Adamson.
21-16. NCBA up by 5. Let's listen in.
Stay, habulin isa-isa natin. Guys, simulan natin muna sa good receive ba? Hindi, okay lang yan. Baguhin natin. Balik tayo sa block, sa first ball. Lang yun. Unti-untiin natin, isa-isa lang. Go, go.
Kapit na isa-isa. Kapit na, kapit. Hey, sorry!
Soaring Falcons, they called for a timeout, but in that last huddle, the presence of Coach Doming was nowhere to be seen. You know why? He was seated on the bench and he was upset.
He probably couldn't understand why his guys performing, this way. Well, comparing to, the first two sets, right? Nakuha nila yung first 2 sets. They were dominant in that. But then, even up big in the second set.
Service error coming from NCBA. Now the lead is down to 4, 21-17. Labang will serve. Jump serve is good. That was low. Back-to-back points here for Adamson.
Boy, he had something good in mind, but a poor execution. Well, that's trying to tip that ball over for Nidua.
18 serving 21. Good first ball. They need this. Rohel rejected. Now 3 straight points coming from Adamson.
And it happened at the right part of the set. You know, ngayon nakita na nila when it comes to the blockers of Adamson. You know, we hadn't seen that for a while here.
Another good serve. It's an ace. 4-0 run by the Soaring Falcons. And that's enough for Coach Krang to press that timeout button. They were up 21-16. Now it's down to 1. Let's listen in.
Sa atin, di ba? Hindi may hinabot. Isa na lang. Lamang tayo ng 5 kanina. Sinabi ko from the timeout, Lloyd, hindi ko pipigilan yung adrenaline rush mo, pero yung utak mo, kailangan kontrolado yung katawan mo. Pagbato mo ng jump serve, error agad. So, asan yung control? Di ba? Walang eksperimento. And game 2 eh. Ba't ako nag-eksperimento? Gamitin ko yung strength ko. Oh. Akbangan nyo yung first ball. Kailangan ko na magandang area.
Reminders. It's a list of reminders from Coach Krang.
Well, I believe he's trying to point out that his guys became a little bit complacent because they're, you know, leading by 5 earlier. But that complacency was not at the right timing because hindi pa tapos yung set.
Good first ball. Chance ball here. Let's see, NCBA, they need to deliver. They go to Rohel. Good dive by Miranda. Set up job. Cross court. There's a check ball. 5-0 run by Adamson. We are tied at 21.
You know, that's what caused, you know, when NCBA relaxing, you know, at this part of the game. And Adamson's trying, you know, to get their rhythm back, but it is not possible as, you know, another service error was given up.
After 5 straight points, Adamson stops the run. NCBA up 22-21. Rohel returns it with a service error as well. We are tied at 22.
And as he wasn't able to maximize, you know, their chance of getting another point and to close out this set.
Nidua. Set up job. Good save. Oh, but Guanzon was there. Did he even jump?
He's at the right place at the right time. Overnight, that's a free ball already, pero nakuha pa rin niya.
I don't think Guanzon jumped there. 23-22, NCBA up by 1 point. Good first ball by Adamson. Quick one there. Good dive. Pabalete. Nope. Once again for NCBA. Pabalete again. Nope. And there was an open space there. Rohel could not get to it immediately.
Well, there was no commitment in that last setup. Though Rohel was in the position already, naghintayan pa sila doon ni Gabutero.
Risky move by Alegre. Paid off. Nidua. Good dig. Alegre going to Miranda. On the other side, Pabalete, no, denied.
Very low set for Pabalete in that last one. It's low, bitin pa. That's going to be really tough for Pabalete to put it over.
Now, all of a sudden, Adamson reaches match point ahead of NCBA. They need a point here, NCBA. They go to Pabalete. Can Adamson end it with this one? Not yet. Pabalete. Nope. Miranda. That ball is still alive. One more chance for the Soaring Falcons. Alegre going to Miranda. One more time, Lidua. At the net. Nobody owns it yet. Pabalete. No! Wow!
What an excellent turn of events here, for these two teams. But we have to commend, the effort of Adamson, being able to recover from that big gap from that score earlier.
They were down by 5 points, 21-16, and all of a sudden that 5-0 run, that did the trick. And then this missed hit coming from Pabalete, making it 25-23 in favor of the Soaring Falcons in the third set. Straight set victory for Adamson. Third set going at 25 minutes. 3-0 in favor of the Soaring Falcons. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Chloe's village. Kailan ka ulit umuwi?
July 14, birthday na tatay.
Ganun ba? Wow, ano mga tatangin mo? Nice. Good job, ha? Galing ng pag-set mo, ha? Sa magpakwentuhan na tayo, ha? Alright. Lapit ka sa akin. Basta pag yun mo lang, salita ka lang. Okay? And the Adamson Soaring Falcons getting this one in straight sets. Kasama natin ang ating best player of the match, ang kanilang mahusay na setter, si Kaloy Jimenez. Kaloy, kwentuhan mo ko, coming from that 5 sets victory, tapos 1-day preparation lang kayo. Parang hindi kayo napagod. Parang ang daming energy ng Adamson entering this game.
Ayun nga, kahapon, nag-tune na po kami against PLDT. Medyo light lang para, yun nga, bumawi kami para kasi ang pangit ng first game namin eh. Hindi yun yung totoong laro namin. Pero ngayon, nabawi namin pero may mga lapses na kailangan pang i-improve.
2-0 na ngayon ang Adamson dito sa pool ninyo. Sa tingin mo ba yung mga next games ninyo gagaling pa, lalabas pa lalo ang laro ng Soaring Falcons?
Yes po, may lalabas pa po. Kailangan lagi may improve at may matutunan sa every game na yun lang.
Ano pumapasok sa isipan mo tuwing nagsiset ka dahil ang daming variety, ang dami mong pwedeng puntahan and you're doing an awesome job para sa Adamson?
Yun lang, ang maging diskarte lang kailangan eh kasi sabi ko nga, kahit walang receive basta kaya kong adjustan.
Kaloy, dahil ikaw ang best player, maraming gustong makarinig ng iyong pagbati, lalo na yung mga kababayan natin dyan sa Lucena. Go ahead.
Binabati ko yung pamilya ko sa Lucena City, kay Mama, kay Papa, kay Cedric, kay Kayla, sa mga teacher ko sa Kalayan, tsaka yung mga coaches ko dyan, sa ADO GBT, sa lahat ng magulang ng mga ka-teammate ko.
Congratulations, Kaloy Jimenez, our best player of the match. Sheila, please walk us through the highlights of this game.
Well, it's an astounding performance from both of our teams. All of the players working together in their offense and defense. But it was, at the part of this match, a number of service errors given up by both of these teams. And but you can see the numbers, not big much of a difference, but then it was Adamson who was able to take over in that part of the set. For the second set, impressive start again for the Falcons as they had 7 points straight and able to sustain the lead and exhibit dominance.
And that was a score 25-15 in set number 2. In set number 3, it was a reverse. It was NCBA that was off to a good start.
That's correct. The Wildcats coming back to life as they lead on the onset. And Jimenez, their setter, able to steering their offensive attacks. And, it was an uphill battle for Adamson for this part of the game.
And after that third set, we saw it, sabi nga ni Kaloy Jimenez, this is the Soaring Falcons already that 3-0 straight sets victory. fantastic numbers for Adamson in their second match.
Pinasarap pa nila yung laro and they had 36 attacks to 23. When it comes to defense, it was, in favor of NCBA having 8 blocks to 6 aces. Adamson able to recover from those service errors. But when it comes service errors as well, from errors, it was NCBA who did more. But we have to commend their effort. They have shown for this match.
Adamson now 2-0 in their campaign. NCBA, they dropped their first match. Up next, we got the Scorpions of CU going up against the Green Spikers of Echo DLSU. On behalf of my partner Sheila Salaysay, this is Chicky Ray saying thank you very much for watching and supporting the Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference.